In fact, we say the slogan here at Champion Life Church is a place where we do life together, a place to belong, a place to belong. We believe that. It's a part of our core value, who we are. We believe that everyone needs to belong. In fact, not too long ago, someone had attended the church for a while, not a long time, but a few months, and then they just seemed to disappear. I hadn't seen them. Couldn't get a hold of them, and I ran into them. And I said to them, hey, missed you. Where have you been? They go, well, you know, there's that saying you guys have that just kind of rubs me the wrong way. In fact, every time you say it, it just bugs me. And I'm like, is it Jed? You know, what is it? I said, you know, Jed and his offering message? You know, what is it? And they go, no, where you say a place to belong. A place where you belong, a place to belong. And I go, well, why does that rub you the wrong way? Well, it never happened for me. I never felt like I belonged. I tried. I go, well, explain. They were so willing to give me their opinion. I thought this is a great opportunity to find out what they were meaning. So I said, well, did you ever get involved in a life group? And they said, well, no, you know, life groups is really not my thing. You know, going into other people's homes, you know, that kind of thing. And I said, well, you know, in life groups, you can connect with people at more of an intimate level. You know, and in services, there's only moments. You know, there's only moments to spend with each other. You know, you get to spend 30 seconds here and a minute here. And if you're really, you know, 3 minutes here. And if you really want to get to know people, there's a community that takes place in life groups, and you can get to know. No, that's not my thing. Well, did you ever get involved in, you know, Champion University or Timothy training? You know, how many Timothy training students or graduates of last year's program are in the room? There's 30 graduates, and here's what I've observed. Of those 30 graduates, it's a community. Those 30 people have become a community. I mean, they're just like hanging out together and sitting together, encouraging each other, and you know, honestly, you could say they kind of belong to each other. There's a new Timothy group starting that went this year, and we're rolling along. We kind of teasingly call them Tiny Tims. How many Tiny Tims are in the room? Yeah. There's 35 to 38 Tiny Tims. Someday, when they graduate, they'll be 2nd Timothy. If you know your Bibles, you know there's a 1st and 2nd Timothy. Everybody's like, what's going to happen 3rd year? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I am watching those 35 to 38 new students this year taking Timothy. They're becoming a community of believers. They honestly, they kind of belong to each other. They're there for each other. They're not down the road as far as the 1st Timothy class, but you can see it's happening to that group. You could see that happening with the worship team over here. Worship team. There was 12 or whatever members on the stage today, but the bigger group, there's like 30, 35 people on the worship team, singers and band and all that. And honestly, you can see them becoming a community of believers, a community within the community of our church. And I'll call one of them, hey, where you at? Oh, I'm hanging out. Jessica, what are you doing? I'm hanging out with Love, and I'm hanging out with Valerie, as I call her, my Valley girl, you know. And so, you know, we're hanging out together, and they're just like always together. I think they drive down the road singing to each other or something. But they're like this community. They feel this belonging to each other. The children's ministry, all the teachers and everything, they kind of belong to each other. What am I trying to say? I tell you, there's nothing magical that'll happen because if you walk through these doors, talk to no one, and disappear. If you show up after the service starts and you leave before it's over, you won't belong to anything. And someday we're going to run into you and you're going to say to me, I never felt like I belonged there. I tell you, you want to belong, show up 10 minutes early and stay 10 minutes afterwards, and you'll find somebody to belong to. Something incredible happens when we belong.